Hello, hello, and welcome to Healthy Life with Kimmi. I am Kimmi, and this is
Jeff. How's it going, everybody?
Hey guys. So we're here with our weekly weigh-in update. So this week we always like to talk about what went well, what we can do differently, and just talk about our weight loss journey. Okay, it's gonna look different every week. For those of you who may not know, we're doing Weight Watchers. We're doing it together. I started my journey a little bit before Jeffrey, but now he's on his journey. So now we're just going to talk about it. Let y'all know what's going on. So for me, I did lose 1.3, which brought me to a total of 24 pounds, guys. I'm still trying to get back to my 25 and maintain it. But that's okay. I'm still feeling really good to have lost 25 pounds, almost 25, and being able to maintain. I'm never going to just frown at that and be like, okay. Now, do I want to do better? Yes, and I'm ready to do better. But it is what it is. So 1.3 for me. And then Jeffrey, what happened with you last week?
For this week or last week, nothing changed. The weight stayed the same. Um, Although we've been still walking and what have you, going to the gym, but nothing changed. Now, I'm not that surprised because I always known and just talking to different folks that, and you read it, that your body will have different plateaus.
Mm-hmm.
I had a pretty big weight loss kind of fast. I started, like I mentioned before, on October the 25th was the actual date where things changed for me as far as my exercise and what I've been eating. So during the course of that time, I was dropping weight pretty fast. So now this is at a different point for me. Um, and we'll talk about it in a few minutes. I've added a few things and trying to figure out what to eat now, and what's the time of the day to eat different things and what not to eat. So, but been still staying away from a lot of fried foods and what have you. Still drinking water. I think that I may have this week could have done a little bit better with my water intake.
Mm.
Um, and we've adjusted because when you're just eating every day, just eating, you know, chicken or just drinking smoothies, after a while it can kind of get old. So we try to make some adjustments as far as like breakfast, trying to eat just instead of just having eggs and toast. So we've been trying to within the last 4 days or so, 4 or 5 days, add oatmeal. So what I did a few days ago, a couple of evenings, I ate oatmeal in the evening because I hadn't eaten anything, and I had came to this epiphany, which I looked it up online just for confirmation. As far as oats will help you last as far as not being hungry. So yesterday morning, before we left out for our daily activity, I had a smoothie and I had oatmeal and I had an egg and I didn't have any toast. We tried this vegan sausage
Morning
patty
Star.
Morning Star,
Mm-hmm.
and
I am doing a full review on Morning Star. It's coming soon, y'all. I got 4 products I'm going to review. I'm just going to do one Morning Star video. And I'll let Jeff keep telling you, but I'm going to tell you how that even came about.
yeah. So we had that yesterday, and that was around 12ish, 12:30ish or so, 1ish I think. And really, and then I made a chili yesterday, turkey chili, with 1 pack of turkey, and everything else was beans and onions and green peppers or what have you. So I had that around, by the time I got a chance to finish making it, it was around 7ish.
Now we had turkey chili fries, y'all.
Chili,
It
yeah.
was delicious.
Yeah, we had a few little fries in there, so
yes,
that was different because I haven't had fries since we went on our cruise. I haven't been to like McDonald's or anything like that since, I don't know, in a minute. It's been months, since I started. So anyway, I came to the realization that I really wasn't hungry. So I'm going to try things differently in the evening, in opposed to eating like oatmeal or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It after a certain time, probably after like 7, I'm probably, if I need to eat something, if I do, then I'll do like a fruit, like a apple or something like that, and see how that goes. Because you got to change up. For me, I think my body was just getting rid of a lot of stuff that was unnecessary. So that's where the major or the fast weight loss. And when I told my doctor what I was planning on doing, he says, "Well, make sure that You don't want to lose weight too fast, which you can lose fast. So, which I did, and it wasn't on purpose. I wasn't trying to starve myself, but I just was eating differently. So now this is at a different point for me, and so I'm gonna start incorporating when I go to the gym more weights. Of course, still do the cardio and treadmill and stuff like that. So I just got back from walking earlier this morning. So I'm not discouraged. It's just I know that your body will change because it's trying to. It's before it had a certain amount of fat or whatever, and now you're losing weight, and your body probably saying, "Hold up, wait a minute, I don't want to keep all that." And everybody has their. I'm not an expert as far as losing weight, so I'm only telling you from what I've noticed. And of course, people out there, you may have different. Some of my experts might even be watching this as well. No, it should be this, and that. So I'm not an expert. We're not experts, so we're just just giving from our own journey.
I'm so glad you said about not being discouraged.
No, I'm not discouraged because I mean I already knew that it would be a point because I've talked to different ones. And they said you probably might reach a plateau. You might hit a point, and then you got to do something different. So the last week or two, the weight losses have been a little bit slower. So like I said, the first month it was October, the end of October, November, December. It was pretty fast. So now I'm not discouraged. I'm not I didn't lose anything. So because when you're used to losing, then you get used to losing. You're used to doing it, and if you look on the scale of something, and you really, if you've changed a little bit, because I mean, we changed a little bit, and you still have
change
to
a little bit
as far as what we eat. I'm sorry, we've been eating, not in a bad way, but you're just trying to and expound on what you're eating and what you should eat or what you can eat and what happens to your body. So, like I said, we're going to try this week. Since we just had that epiphany yesterday, we'll eat, like I got a smoothie I got to finish drinking, and I'll probably have some oatmeal in a little bit, and that'll probably take me for a good while. So I probably won't eat as much, and that's what, when I looked it up, as far as oatmeal, will help you to keep you from, keep you full longer. So if I'm eating oatmeal at night, and your body's supposed to be resting and whatever, then it can't do what it's supposed to do. Because before, I was eating like celery at night, eat an apple or something. And so I kind of changed. Let me see what happens if I change it up. Since I had gotten used to just losing weight. So now I got to make some adjustments, which is fine.
And full transparency, we had a conversation off camera that's not supposed to be here, but y'all know I'm going to do it. So I also think that part of what happened maybe with Jeffrey is eating that oatmeal and having all those carbs at night probably didn't help him this week. Again, I'm not a doctor, but my doctor years ago said as you get older, you just don't need the amount of carbs that you needed when you were younger because your metabolism is just slower, et cetera, right? So I think that's probably helped in Jeffrey not making, actually not losing this week. You can always see what somebody else is doing. And the carbs, between the carbs, and we do put brown sugar in it. So all that's more carbs, right? I actually thought I had lost more than 1.3, but we did start eating this oatmeal, which is so good for us because it really helped our digestive tract. And I had a wheat allergy. I have a wheat allergy, and I wasn't sure about oats. I just learned, I'm going to do a full video on this because other people may not know it either, but oats and wheats are not the same thing. I didn't know that. They're probably cousins, but it's not the exact same thing. So I haven't really eaten oats or wheat for a very long time. But we started back eating it this week. Why did we even start back eating cereal? Because the documentary. That's what it was. I'm sorry. So Jeffrey and I watched this documentary. Watched two. I watched two. He watched one. Called What the Health. We talked about that last week. Well, we actually finished it. And I actually watched another one with Arnold Schwarzenegger that had interviewed all these athletes that were vegan. And how fit and firm they were. And back to the cows. Cows don't eat meat, but look how big and strong they are, right? So that affected my mind for a few days. So I actually went vegan for 2 days. Just two, y'all. And during that time, that's when Jeffrey and I woke up and we said, well, let's try to eliminate maybe the eggs and try to eliminate stuff like that. So we went back to the whole grains. And that's when we started adding oats. So it really has really been satiating, filling us up. Like we had, like he said yesterday, we left at 11, and we didn't eat dinner till like 6, and we neither one of us were hungry, and we were not. So now back to them oats really quick too. I bought a box of Honey Nut Cheerios at Publix, $8.97, I think it was. So I know everybody gonna say, Kim, you shopping at Publix? You know it's gonna be high. I just couldn't believe it was that much. Okay. Oh, and I want to double back really quick for those of you who may have oats. Eat oats. Be careful if you do have wheat allergies or oat allergies or whatever, because sometimes those products are cross contaminated depending on what plant they're made in. So I wanted to just add that disclosure too, because you might have thought you had an oat allergy and you really don't, or vice versa. You know, you think the wheat and you really don't. So just be careful, because they do make those products in the same plant or in the processing. I also bought pecans to put in my oatmeal. It was so yummy, guys. So I had the oatmeal with pecans and raisins. Oh, it was so delicious. And the pecans were $13.99 for a bag at Kroger. So I was highly upset about that. But anyway, all that being said, let me tell you what happened in 2 days I went vegan. So I did pretty well. I actually have a video I'm going to show you guys. We made we made vegan nachos. No, vegan tacos. Sorry about that. It was really good.
Vegetable-based tacos. It was not vegan to say vegetables. It was just vegetables. Vegan and plant-based is two different things. So
vegan tacos for us, we added more carbs by means of the oats. So we want to see what happens next week when we eat them earlier in the day. Less sugar. And shout out to my mother-in-law. She gave us a tip about the butter flavoring, because we don't like just plain oatmeal. We don't like it with honey. My mother-in-law suggested that we use I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, the spray, which is 0 points, or you get so many squirts for 1 point or whatever. You can have a few squirts though, and that gives it that butter flavor that we're looking for, and instead of buying pre-packaged oatmeal which has extra sugar. So the tip for this week would be try I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. My mother-in-law uses it on her toast. I hope she don't mind me sharing her tips. But she actually encouraged us to use it for the toast, but we actually used it for our oatmeal. So we have oatmeal. We try not to have the double carbs of having toast with it, okay? That would have been our old way of eating, but now we just have the oatmeal. So we did try some different things with our diet this week. I really think that affected our weight loss. Again, not necessarily for the bad, but as we continue going, we'll see how to tweak it, okay? So, I wanted to just share one fun fact I did this week. I actually went to 2 different parks, and I got on the swings at both parks, and I had such a good time. It actually ended up working here in my midsection, because you know that activity when you pull your body back. I was surprised at everything you do is activity. So I was swinging out there. I went 2 times. The first time we were together, and the second time you know how we go to this one park, and I don't like to walk with him because he's walking too fast. So I did my own little walk that day, and I went by the swing section, and I just sat there and I swung back and forth just like a kid, and the air was just hitting my face because it was kind of cool, and I just had a good time. So, you know, do some things that I always tell you that in every video. Try something different, you know, a restaurant, activity, call some friends. So what tips did you have this week, Jeff? What went well for you? What you're going to do next week? We can go ahead and wrap this up. What went well? And what are you going to do next week?
Well, I think for this week, we're trying to decide what we're going to be eating and how we're going to eat. Like the last week was just a couple of days we didn't eat any meat, and then
oh, that's right, he did do it with me.
Yeah, so we didn't eat any meat.
Headache. I had a headache. Did I say that?
Yeah, she didn't say. You didn't say that.
I had a headache, y'all, from not eating anything.
And I joked with her. I said probably because you didn't eat any meat the last couple of days. So. And
we're not big meat eaters, but
when you watch the different documentaries, and you have to be mindful, folks, when you start watching stuff. If you're not, you can lose your mind because you're sitting there watching something, and you say, "Oh no, you shouldn't do this and don't do that." But the truth of the matter is that there is, you have to be mindful of the different nitrates and different stuff in the meat and what have you, and so that really, when you're looking at it, and next thing you know, you can just go on this emotional thing and say, "Well, I'm not going to eat anything." So we wanted to kind of get an idea what would happen if we cut back on the meat or didn't eat any. Now, Kim was saying, well, I'm not going to eat anything else. I'm like, I'm not going to say that. On the other
That
hand,
lasted 2 days.
yeah, so on the other hand, if you're just being mindful of eating a lot of beef, a lot of pork, and all that kind of stuff, I mean that's not good for you. That's a proven fact. You can look that up. You don't have to go by what we're saying. Again, we're not doctors, and I'm not, so, but you have to be mindful of what you're taking in, and so because of that, if it comes from the ground, then that's going to be healthier for you. So, but if you're eating stuff that's processed meats, the hams, the salamis, and all that kind of stuff, and you do that every day, then there's different reports on that, how it affects, and the health, the government, or whatever the leading health authorities know that.
Food and Drug
Administration. Yeah, that's what it was. Food and Drug, yeah. FDA and stuff like that. They know that.
American
What they call
Cancer
it, the
Society.
carcinogens and
Watch
stuff like
What
that.
the Health, y'all.
Yeah.
Watch What the Health. Have you watched it?
Yeah. If you
just watch it, like Jeff said. Don't get all in a tizzy about it. But knowledge
now
is
you
power.
can. Now you very easily can, because the people are saying that you watch it and you say, "Oh my goodness!" Especially if they show you not only what happens to you when you eat certain things, but then they show how meat is processed. You're like, "Oh my goodness, I don't want to eat." So everyone has to make a choice for themselves what they eat, how they eat it, and how much. So one other doctor that we watch online, and he says, if you're eating a lot of stuff out of the box, then that's going to put you in a box as far as your health is concerned.
Oh,
so,
when he said that, I forgot to tell y'all. So I ate Honey Nut Cheerios. I bought that. Let me tell you, Honey Nut Cheerios got a lot of sugar in it. You think you're doing something healthy for yourself? Read the box. When he said that, I ate Honey Nut Cheerios.
That was this week as well.
So all of that, I think, is why our weight did not do what we wanted it to do.
Because there's a lot of changing going back.
Yeah, that was a lot of changing.
So
because we didn't eat out. Mm-mm. We didn't do a lot of eating out this week. We didn't do a lot of craziness. Mm-hmm. I believe it's from changing our diet, adding those carbs, and what kind of carbs. So anyway, back to the Honey Nut Cheerios. Those Honey Nut Cheerios made my heart flutter like. It was like I had a buzz or something. That sugar went straight into my body, and my chest was racing. Last time it happened to me, I had Frosted Flakes years ago, and it has so much sugar in it. So I know I didn't eat one serving of that. A serving is nothing. So I probably end up having really 3 of that. So all things considered, for me to lose 1.3, I was excited. So I think we'll do better next week with our numbers, because we're more in tune about trying to add these carbs back in and how to do it effectively.
Well, I'm gonna say this, because I think the mindset is, because you eat. Well, just do your own research. Do your own research. See what, as far as when you eat oatmeal, what it does, the benefits of it, because everybody's
There's a lot of benefits.
There's everybody's body is different, so. I don't want to perpetuate, if you eat a carbohydrate, that it's something bad, because it's there for you. But it's a matter of what you eat and how much you eat and what it does for you and your body.
Do you think you ate more than 1 serving of the cereal? I'm sure you did too, and the oatmeal.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think so, but I don't think
a serving is nothing but a little cup like that. I know you have a bowl, and I had a bowl.
Well, if you read on the information, if, for example, on Weight Watchers, it gives you, if you eat a cup, it says on there.
Well, most of the cereal servings are not a full cup.
If on the Weight Watchers,
it's like a 3/4 of a cup.
If you look at the Weight Watchers, that's what I'm saying, folks. You got to look at it for yourself. I'm saying it for yourself. Weight Watchers, the first option. What are you saying? The Weight Watchers says. It gives on the app. It has a cup, 3 points.
That's but you ain't eat no cup.
I did eat. I ate less than a cup. I know what I ate less than a cup. He did
not eat less than a cup,
okay.
y'all.
Hey,
less than a cup of cereal. He did not do that. I'm
trying to be as balanced as possible,
and I'm trying to be as honest and transparent. And not that he's not, but I mean, I know what he eats. I know it wasn't that.
Okay, folks. You be mindful of what you eat. You look at it and do what is best for you. I do not say, well, Kim and Jeff said this, and that, because I'm not trying to get sued. I'm not trying to get nobody.
Talking about
and I that somebody will come out there and share this. Okay, So you keep an eye, you pay attention to what you're eating,
To what you're eating.
how much,
How much?
what it affects your body, because what works for one person.
Even us, we
Yeah.
have different nutritional needs.
Kim has a lot of allergies.
I have a lot of allergies.
And it doesn't affect me the way it affects her. On the other hand, I may eat something, it will stay with me longer than it does with her, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to be as balanced as possible, so that you, as you're watching, and if it's something that resonates with you, then great. Either, so that's the point that I'm making.
Well, we just kept it real today, guys. It couldn't got any realer than this.
It's just the reality. I'm just
this is just us. I mean,
I like to look at there's 20 different angles, and I like to make sure that I cover all bases. I don't want to just say, well, this happened for me and therefore this would be with you. I'm covering all different angles, because the reality is everyone's body is different.
All right. So we are going to continue to document what's going on with us. Again, this week, Jeffrey had 0 loss. I had 1.3. We did do some different things with our diets that we want to see how we can incorporate it, but do it differently maybe next week. And until next week, guys, we are going to say goodbye. This is Healthy Life with Kimmi and
Jeff.
All right, guys, be safe out there. Continued success on your weight loss journey too. Let us know how you're doing out there. What are you doing for the new year? What's your plans? What's your weight? What's going on? Okay, bye.
See you, everybody.